And we are live, straight politicking, episode 72, Munchie B, 7 Deuce. And I don't think there's any hood in Los Angeles that's 7 Deuce. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
No, I don't think it is.
72, one of those numbers that's not represented in our area. And I'm sitting here with the co-host, Munchie B, the mayor, who's always going up and down on my timeline. What's new with you this week?
The ladies and the greatest.
I think you're gonna get sued, huh? Oh, are we both getting sued? You getting sued? What's going on?
Oh man, yeah, that's what hit my timeline, man. You talking about you next, world star first, and you next to get sued because you know he's not a confidential source or whatever he claimed that is defamatory. You know, or whatever.
You gonna bet your no jumper position up there?
Nah, I want to bet on the amount. I mean, if he settled, good for him. But I want to bet on the amount because that's I heard wrong. He's talking about some M's, some millions, and I bet it for sure. You ain't getting nothing in the M's.
Are you talking about in terms of what he's gonna settle with?
Right.
Oh yeah,
it's not in the M's, and if it is 6 figures, it's 100,000 or below.
Look, I sued a real estate company that's probably, I would say, probably worth just as much as a World Star, maybe even more, depending on how many properties they owned. I settled with them. They took no responsibility for anything, and they wrote me a check for $50,000. Now, at the end of the day, you might say I won, right? I walked out of there with 50 racks. But I really didn't win because that was a lawsuit that was dragged over 2 years, right? And I had to go to court multiple times. So you take the 50,000, you divide that by 2 years, that's really 25,000 a year. And was it worth my time? At the end of the day, you do the math on that. Going to court for 2 years for 50,000, it wasn't worth my time at all. So nobody really won. Nobody won, nobody lost. That's how it's kind of looked at. They gave me the 50,000 and took no accountability for any of the accusations that I leveled against them.
Okay, so look, all right, say this dude, or he settled. He signed this settlement agreement. I'm thinking, I'm not sure. He signed it, but after you sign it, you still got to go before a judge, and he go look over and finalize it. So that'll be this following month. Okay, my thing is, like you said, they just toss you some bread, so they don't have to keep this going in and out of court and just get it behind them. And it's like just get like, all right, just shut up already. They not saying that you was right in your claims or anything like that.
And he didn't get any money yet. Even if he's getting a settlement,
he's saying he already paid.
No, that's not how it works.
Right.
That's not how it works. You still got a court date.
Right.
You don't even get your money until like maybe a few weeks after the case is over with. You know, like no more court dates.
But the last court date was supposed to be like November 3rd.
No, November 7th or 6th. 6th or 7th.
That was the last court date or whatever.
The next one's January 9th.
Yeah, but you know what that his proposed bet, what it told me was he don't like that I'm at no jumper. And that's why, like, yeah, he want to bet that, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't one of the ones hell bent on being there like that. You feel me? So I mean we could bet on my terms what I want to bet.
I know. Why would he want to bet your position at no jumper? He's hating on you. He's jealous of you.
Right.
He sees you get more shine up there.
Right.
You know, and he realizes that the only way he can try to maybe kind of outshine you is he just got to throw more lies in front of the camera and talk more boisterous.
or just try to propose a bet so I could just bow out and just like not be there. You feel me? But man, I ain't paying that man no never mind, man. He just I don't know what to call that dude. You know what I'm saying?
And he's gonna book me? He gonna book me because I said you did not win?
He said I'm gonna see you in court, Mr. Alonso.
Okay, this is the guy that has called me a district attorney, 100% false.
Right.
I have never been employed with the LA DA's office or any DA's office for that matter. Untrue. He's the one that said that I've been to prison before. Untrue. 100% untrue. What else has he said? He said that I got you onto the grid program, or I got you onto the whatever program that you're doing with Skip. I have nothing to do with you and Skip's doings and goings-ons and business transactions.
Right.
100% untrue. I mean, I can go on and probably find at least 10 lies that this guy has said on me.
Hey, honestly, I don't care what nobody's talking about. If given the opportunity, I could be a part of Grid, I would. I'm not a part of the Grid program.
Yeah, let people know they don't even offer grid in the city of
I'm from the
Inglewood.
city of Inglewood. They don't. The city of Inglewood don't believe in Grid. You know what I mean? I'm not a part of that. But if it was, and then I would, cause I would love to, you know what I'm saying, the raise of the pay. You know what I'm saying, and I'm still challenging somebody. Give me some case law, where so and so versus the state of California, where somebody got up there that was a part of the grid, and is the reason why somebody is in prison. I still ain't produced anything. That go for this dude. What's the dude? The 1090 Jake dude or whoever, Starwolf, or I don't care who you is, but I'm comfortable enough because I know I ain't. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, why keep on with it and keep calling me a snitch? And I went to jail for 2 guns and called from the station and telling people to claim. And you gonna be the one getting sued in a minute. I ain't tripping.
Yeah, but what are you gonna sue him for? He ain't got nothing.
Whatever. We put liens on. We put
Yeah.
liens on trucks. He still got the little business with driving trucks or something. You got something, bro. Like we putting liens on things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we definitely could put a lien on any future. Man, I could put a lien. I could sue you for defamation and put a lien on your no jumper money. I could make your no jumper money come to me.
Right.
If I really wanted to.
Right.
You know, and then this guy's getting on the phone with people who are incarcerated that are trying to fight for their freedom right now, and he's jeopardizing that by trying to spread more lies. You know, I wish I can get into that. I'm gonna wait for a future date so I can really go in on that. But right now, that's an ongoing situation. But
All right. I ain't gonna touch on that. But Alex is helping me out because I have an open gun case. So you trying to help me out to get other people in trouble with the law so they can cut me a break on this current case I got. That's what he said.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
yeah, he's jeopardizing the potential freedom of a whole nother person for the sake of content.
Right.
False content.
Right.
Hey, just go to the bail hearing for Keefe D, and the prosecutor in that case got whacked to admit that he lies on Vlad because it's entertainment.
We have, before you go on Vlad, you have a discussion about what you're going to talk about, what needs to be said so we can drive the views. There's nothing about Vlad or nothing about YouTube that says that we're being truthful about what we're saying. We're entertaining. I'm just, being truthful with you. I do a lot of interviews. I do interviews every week on No Jumper, and we sit there and we BS about things and we exaggerate things or we make up things. But it's a view thing. They pay you for that.
Okay, so you are exaggerating or not telling the truth when you're on Vlad TV.
I mean, you see the number I gave wasn't accurate. If I was gonna, that's what the conversation was, I would have gave you the accurate number if that's what it was.
Straight up. The prosecutor said, so the stuff that you say on Vlad isn't the truth? And that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
But he lie on and off camera. So you know what I'm saying? He's just a liar. You know what I'm saying? This dude he just make up things.
Yeah, so I guess I'll be waiting for a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I should beat him to the chase.
Man, I need me a good civil lawyer to just keep. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I need to sue a couple. Whack, I for sure got. I could sue Whack, bro, for sure.
Yeah, but it's I'm telling you, it's more. If I had a case like Priscilla Rainey, she's the one that sued the game and got his house. If you got a lawsuit that's like that, I wouldn't hesitate on it. I think she got
So basically, you think it's gonna be Peter pay Paul even trying to?
Yeah, because you got to show damages. You got to show damages, and You got to have a hell of a story to say how this has impacted my life in a negative way, and and then you got to come up with some dollar amount. It's very subjective. You got punitive damages. You have, I think there's 2 types of damages, and it's a lot of work. Trust me. I was falsely evicted from a unit on the basis of race, 100%, because it was Koreans took over the property and started booting all the non-Koreans out. I was struggling to prove that in court. We know that's what it happens, but how do you prove that in court? You can't. You can't prove that. You know, of course, you do a deposition with them. Are you booting out all the non-Koreans? No, absolutely not. We're booting out all the people that are paying low rent. We're booting out all the people who are paying under market. Well, that turns out to be the non-Koreans are paying, market, and the people of color are playing below market because they've been there. So, you know, there's ways these people dance around the actual issue, and at the end of the day, it's like, well, you didn't prove it, Mr. Alonso. You know, so you got to prove how this has damaged you, because maybe it has damaged you. I don't know how when you go home, if you're depressed about it, if your children are having a negative relationship with you because of all the negative stuff that's being said about you over the internet. You know, you got to come like that. You know, you got to come like, this is impacting my mental health. You know, it's impacting my ability to work, to perform, XYZ, to be a parent, to be a father to my daughters, all of that. You know, and you got to go see a doctor. You might have to go see a psychiatrist.
I got a lawsuit on my hands for sure.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm gonna give me a civil lawyer. I'm gonna do it up, man. Whatever he got, whatever Kimberly didn't take, I'm going after.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
All right, man. The Stockton shooting, man. To my surprise, still no arrest, bro. They have no clue.
But last week I kind of said I think they're gonna get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still kind of early. It's going on, 2-3 weeks. You know, they don't always solve these things immediately, but you would think something that's so high profile, that involved so many people, so many weapons, so many guns, shots fired, and so much video surveillance, that they would have some sort of indication of who did it. Like when we played the Malcolm Gus, he aired out those 2 LAPD cops on 135th and Broadway.
Got away.
He got away, but damn, he only was able to stay free for like a week.
But they was behind him and got that plate. So wherever that was registered to, it gave him a tail on him. Versus, we ain't hearing nothing about no getaway vehicles on this one.
Yeah, and I feel like when it's against the police,
they go a little harder.
They go way hard. A little hard. They go way harder.
Right.
They go way hard. They are not letting you stay free that long. You know, this is a bunch of probably Filipino and black folks at this building that are from the inner city, from the hood. They're like, all right, let's take our time. And I'm surprised because it's so high profile. Now, did you see this shooting that happened in Australia? 4 people went on a shooting, and I thought about what you said. A mass shooting, people aren't usually discreet. And in this case, the one that just happened in Australia, these 4 people are walking around the park with their rifles and just busting on everything with no effort to try to get away.
That's what I'm saying. Like the mass shooters typically aren't black, and they usually barefaced. They on a kamikaze, so to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think these people knew that they were either going to get caught or die. I think 2 of them end up getting killed.
Had a death wish, like whatever.
Yeah, and one was a father. 2 of them were father and son. Yeah, which is crazy. I think one was in his 20s and the other one was in his 40s, father and son. The father got killed. The son is in custody. But that was, you're not even going to make it home when you involve yourself in a mass shooting like that. No. You might as well just take off all your jewelry and leave all your personal effects with the ones you love, because you are not going home after that.
It's a wrap.
And I thought maybe there would be a little bit more effort in this, but let me read this article about what some people are claiming in what's going on in Stockton when it comes to the gangs. There's some gang interventionists that are working behind the scenes. And let me pull that article up. This is out of KCRA, Stockton. Article's called Stockton Mayor Questions Nonprofits' Claims of Gang Violence Intervention. Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi challenges the credibility of a nonprofit organization claiming to have brokered a gang ceasefire in the city. Nonprofit organization claimed that it brokered a 21-day ceasefire that will help quell gang violence in Stockton, following the deadly mass shooting at a child's birthday party that left 4 dead and 13 others hurt. City officials, including Mayor Christina Fugazi, questioned the group's credibility and ties to the community. The Youth, Peace, and Justice Foundation, also known as the Uvalde Foundation for Kids, states on its website that it is dedicated to ending violence, advocating for youth welfare, and promoting community safety. The organization claimed to have brokered a truce with gangs in Compton, which city leaders say they cannot verify.
Compton.
I'm sorry. Compton, Stockton.
Yeah, well, that's how we get to Compton.
Yeah, we jumped all the way.
Our gangs in Stockton.
Stockton. What do you know about Stockton that we haven't published, Fugazi said. Who do you know in Stockton? Who do you truly have ties in our city? Because we have heard working people in this city and none of them know who you are. Okay, so this is an intervention group that's outside the city of Stockton that has claimed they're tapped in. And she's never heard of this people. So it's not like, for example, Skip Townsend, who does gang interventionist work here. Let's say he went and visited another city because he tapped in with a couple guys there and they welcomed him in. And they don't know Skip in Houston or Philadelphia or Chicago. So maybe it's one of those type of situations where somebody from outside the city, had some ties to Stockton.
So she ain't wrong for feeling the way she feel.
Why all just come out like that?
No. Because she saying like how y'all not even from the city of Stockton. How y'all brokering ceasefires? You know what I'm saying? And she's saying people of the community and the work people, they not even familiar with y'all.
Yeah,
that's like a stranger trying to come in and tell the 60s and the Inglewood families to stop the violence, and we're like, who are you? We don't even know you. You from Bakersfield or whatever.
Well, you would have to be tapped in for someone to welcome you in and have. And
that's what she's saying. Like, this is nobody even familiar with these people.
Yeah, she's saying that these people probably aren't tapped in. Let me finish this article here. It says the nonprofit has been communicating through emailed press releases demanding that the city leaders implement a group violence intervention model. It describes this as a zero-cost political commitment to reevaluate and adopt the proven model for long-term violence reduction. Fugazi mentioned an upcoming council agenda item on Tuesday where the city's Office of Violence Prevention has received a grant of $8 million for the next few years. The nonprofit in a statement said that by voting yes on the $8 million grant and ignoring the gang violence model resolution, the council will be recorded in its minutes as having chosen misaligned money over zero-cost commitment to proven life-saving peace. So this is about some gang intervention money that's coming into the city, and perhaps some outsiders are trying to get it. Oh, wow. It says here, Fugazi said it seemed that the group wanted a piece of that pie or didn't want the city to accept the money. Why would we turn down money to help us expand services to get the very people that they're saying that they're working on peace with, she said. Youth, Peace, and Justice Foundation spokesperson Jennifer West said in a statement that the mayor's narrative is a fabrication designed to protect political failure and to distract the citizens from the necessary steps for peace. It said the grant was aimed at reentry and diversion services for certain nonviolent offenses, as was ill-suited to save lives from imminent violence. So I don't know, man. This sounds a little sketchy. I don't want to just throw the nonprofit under the bus because they're not from Stockton, but I would have to wait to see how this plays out before I judge it. But it sounds like they might want some of this intervention money, and why not? Interventionists don't get paid a whole lot of money, so when there's an $8 million grant on the table, yeah, everybody's gonna come for it, man.
That the people outside of Stockton, somebody a part of that HUD, that entity need to be from them gangs or ex-gang members from that or from that community that they be able to identify. You know what I'm saying?
You mean there's got to be some sort of connection?
Right.
Yeah.
So if it ain't, then I understand exactly what she's saying.
All right. Well, I got a clip here from the local news here regarding the mayor's criticism.
Weeks after a deadly shooting at a child's birthday party, Stockton leaders are questioning reports of a gang ceasefire. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Lisa Gonzalez.
And I'm Curtis Meng. A national organization claims it has brokered the deal between rival gangs. But Stockton's mayor tells KCRA3 the organization has no credibility in her city.
KCRA3's Anahita Jafari has been reaching out for more than a week to get some answers on this. Anahita, what have you found out?
Yeah, Lisa, within the last half hour, we actually received a statement from the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office about this, saying that they were not involved and still aren't quite sure what exactly a conditional truce entails. We also reached out to the Stockton Police Department with that same question about their involvement, and they share a similar message.
Website, the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation, also known as the Uvalde Foundation for Kids, says that it is dedicated to ending violence, advocating for youth welfare, and promoting community safety. But Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi does not believe the organization has a tie to Stockton, nor to dealing with gang violence. The group is making some bold claims about helping create a 21-day gang ceasefire in Stockton. This comes 2 weeks after a mass shooting at a child's birthday party that left 4 people dead and 13 others injured. Through only emailed press releases, the nonprofit is demanding that city leaders implement a group violence intervention model. It says this is a zero-cost political commitment to reevaluate and adopt the proven GVI model for long-term violence reduction, adding that in part by voting yes on the $8 million grant and ignoring the resolution, the council will have chosen misaligned money over life-saving peace. Mayor Fugazi believes the group might have an ulterior motive.
Tomorrow on our agenda, we have an item that our Office of Violence Prevention has received a grant in the amount of $8 million over the next few years. This isn't just a one-year grant. This is over the next, I want to say, 3 years. And I'm just thinking that they want a piece of that pie.
What have they said about that that's made you think that?
They said, well, actually, they didn't want us to accept it. I think that's what the message said. Why would we turn down money to help us expand services? To get to the very people that they're saying that they're working on peace with.
In their statement to KCRA3, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office says it does not publicly promote ceasefires that are not verifiable through official means. The Sheriff's Office says, quote, ceasefire claims can create confusion, elevate risk, and unintentionally compromise public safety. We have reached out to that organization for nearly a week, and we still have not heard back. They have been declining our interview requests. Live in Stockton, I'm Anahita Jafari, KCRA3 News.
Well, it's been about 2 weeks now since the mass shooting. Do we have any information on any of the suspects at this point?
It's a great question, Curtis. We reached out this morning to the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, and they say as of this time, there's still no updates to that investigation that they're able to share. We'll continue to ask them and keep you updated.
Okay, so this is all about some money, man. $8 million over 3 years, which is basically about $2 million and change a year, which is $1 million for every 6 months. So when you break that money down, $1 million for 6 months divided by $1 million divided by 6 is like less than like 200,000 a month. I guess that can employ a small staff for gang intervention.
I don't know. It sounds like the mayor making more sense than the people that's outside of Stockton running their program.
Well, if the people in Stockton, if the people outside of Stockton have are tapped in, which we don't know, then maybe. But if they have absolutely no connection to Stockton, and they don't have any ties, then it might be a money grab. But again, I don't want to throw them under the bus just yet, though, because there's a lot of national organizations that work with local cities. So we'll see. But I'm gonna do the math on this real quick. $3 million. I'm sorry, it was $8 million grant
Over the next,
3 years. And let's see, how much does that fund for a month? 8 million. That's $222,000 funding per month. So you could definitely create a nice small staff of interventionists for $200,000 a month. I would put a nice team together for $200,000 a month.
I could put together a dream team of intervention workers
For $200,000 a month, huh?
Yeah, that got some say so around their community and some influence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if let's say I wanted to pay them what they like a really a salary that could help raise their family. Let's say they get $10,000 a month. Everybody's gonna get $10,000 a month.
Sheesh, that's good.
Yeah, because living in LA, it requires that. It's actually $222,000, and if everybody's getting $10,000 a month, that's gonna be 22 guys. That's easy math. Get 22 guys together for $10,000 a month. That will cost you $8 million for 3 years. But that does not include, you need an office, you need overhead, you got to pay rent, so that's just strictly salary. I put the whole $8 million towards salary. There's a lot of other costs.
There's going to be some pay cuts.
Yeah, some pay cuts, some layoffs. You definitely need an office space. You might need a couple vehicles and things of that sort. I'd probably get at least 2 cars, 2 company cars, because I hate the type of job that you have to drive, but the job requires you to use your own car, and what they do is end up paying you mileage, which is always a ripoff. They don't pay you full mileage. You get a few cents for every mile. But I love those jobs that have company cars. So I definitely would get a couple cars. But yeah, man, I don't know if these dudes are really outsiders with no connection. I'm hoping that they know some people. But that's a bold claim. Oh yeah, we got a 21-day ceasefire.
I don't know. By the time we hop back on camera next week, we gonna have more info on this group.
Hey, what if some of the gang members come forward and say, yeah, we're doing a ceasefire for 21 days? That'll be insane.
Some of the what, like not people? What you mean? Part of these
from the streets of Stockton saying, yeah, somebody. That's what someone should have did for this news story. Hit the streets, go do some field work, and get at least one person to say, hey, have you heard of the ceasefire? That's supposed to cover, your area, and let them say, yeah, yay or nay. I don't want to just hear from the politician, from the mayor of all people. She's probably the least tapped in. She don't even get along with your boy Jason Lee.
You crazy, my boy, huh?
Yeah, well, you did say that you would never buy him a puppy.
I interview with him though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would interview Jason Lee, and I would let him interview me.
I will interview him regarding this whole Stockton situation.
Yeah,
this is a very timely topic. He is a representative of the city of Stockton now. So yeah, tap in, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, I wouldn't have an issue, but he's not tapping in with you.
Why not?
Or me, man. Come on, man. He's a whack. The word sympathizer sound bad because I ain't trying to say nothing negative towards him, but he's a whack supporter. I'm gonna say he held him in a high regard.
But I don't think he's paying attention to all of Wack's back and forth. There's no way you can keep up with all of his back and forth with all these people. 607 Unc, Aaron the plumber. I mean, the list goes on. I don't even know. I can't even keep up. Right? You think he's got time to keep up with all his back and forth? It's like a soap opera. He's a politician in the city of Stockton. And I'm the least of his back and forths that would probably be concerning.
No. Alex Alonso and Munchie B is on the top of whack dislike list as far as content creators for sure.
Yeah, I don't even know why that is, but
but that's a fact.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
He wanted to be our friend so bad.
Yeah, man, too disrespectful. His narratives be getting spent all kind of directions. the genuine person. I don't want no dealings ever.
Can you believe that one of his guys in his circle had the nerve to call me and say, Wack is actually a cool guy. Just give him a chance.
It's funny. I hear that a lot.
There's no way. I
hear that a lot. the Wack that what he display on the internet. As soon as the cameras go off and the people that know, I hear this what I hear.
I don't believe it, because I also read a report of what he did to his wife and what he did to his son at a graduation. That ain't no cool guy to me. I don't want nothing to do with that type of person. You can't even go to your son's graduation and put whatever issues you got to the side. And
for that hour and a half?
Yeah, for that 1 hour. But you decided to create a whole domestic violence thing, then flee, and then go on the run. There's no... These little side reports that we get, to me, confirm he's a horrible person. Horrible.
Nah, I believe it. I believe you're a horrible person. I'm saying people be like, man, Wack actually cool, man.
But I will say, the person that told me he's a cool guy, there's no way. I already know there's no way he's a cool guy, because he ain't a cool guy to the person that told me this.
Right.
He ain't a cool guy to that person. And
Wack is a chameleon. You feel me? And he cause he maybe around March he called my phone and was trying to be real cool. And he know how to turn it on and off. He could play somebody close, and that's how snakes operate.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Mr. Lee is really paying attention to all of this
no.
negative stuff.
Hopefully not. Man, he got a big platform himself, so he probably ain't paying attention to all the little back and forth drama. Like you said, and he got a lot of drama, so it's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, and he was probably already insanely busy with just his platform. Now he's still got his platform that he has to run, and he's got a job in the city of Stockton, so that keeps him going back and forth, traveling. So I would be shocked if he was aware of all his back and forths, and I don't even think he would care if he just watches what we do. Watch 2 or 3 episodes of what we do. He'd be like, oh, they seem like some cool brothers.
Mm-hmm. Right. Nah.
They seem like they're bringing the information. They seem like they're having positive conversation.
Yeah. So Jason Lee, you see this, man? Tap in. StreetTV. You know what I'm saying? Have some dialogue.
All right, we're going to find out in about a week or two what's going on in Stockton with this gang intervention stuff, whether it is just a grab for this $8 million or if they really had some connections. I'm hoping they was tapped in, because if you're an outsider, ain't no way outsiders are coming to Inglewood doing any gang intervention without knowing nobody there.
Yeah, no, it's highly possible.
But you have to have a connection. Like years ago, what's his name did?
Our fences in the city of Inglewood, ain't nobody getting the money that's available to go into gang prevention and intervention. It's a church or something, and the church is collecting the funds, and they not doing the work.
Is that right?
Facts.
I wonder. You want to mention the church?
I don't know the church by name.
Okay.
But this is facts, and then you can look this up. So like when you trying to start your nonprofit and get it going and do gang prevention and intervention in the city of Inglewood, somebody that money is going to somebody already, and they not doing the work. It's just a church.
Inglewood is known for some high powered churches. I know of 2 of them.
They're not doing the work, bro. It ain't no gang prevention or intervention going on in Inglewood, bro. So if you hear about somebody that's doing gang prevention in Inglewood is contracted through somebody else, and they just get your position as like an ambassador. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember they had Stop the Violence, Increase the Peace Foundation with Khalid Shaw many years ago. This is
Real Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, on top of the bank.
But then I don't know what happened. Over time, he got a little older. I don't know what happened.
It's possible that these people is just collecting funds and acting like they're doing the work, and they not.
But one of the OG co-founders of Crenshaw Mafia used to work with Khalid Shaw in that office. KB. I did an interview with him many years ago. It's on StreetTV. You can find it. It's from 2004. 2004. And he talked about the one of the first gang injunctions down there. That was have been like 97. 97 they had a gang injunction, I think, against the Crenshaw Mafias. So I don't know if that was tied into any churches though. And you know, I've been wanting to get Khalid Shaw to do an interview with me, man. He's an OG. I think he's from out East LA. You know, that there was a small black community in East LA back in the 60s and 70s. He's from out of that community. But
small black community out of East LA in the 60s or 70s is crazy. It's 2025 going on 2026.
I know.
So that community is just...
Both. Actually, there were two hoods there. Both of them are gone. You know which hoods I'm talking about?
I only know one.
Which one?
First Street, East Coast, and I don't know about the other one.
Aliso Brims. Aliso Village Brims.
Okay, yeah.
They both been played out for some time. But yeah, man, I want to get Khalid Shaw at some point. I saw him at the Leimert Park during COVID. He was masked up, gloved up, sanitation. he was like not playing during the COVID. So I'm gonna tap in with him and see if he come on here and talk about his whole history and that gang intervention in Inglewood. And then I remember when all of the Century was dirt lots, and they brought in a lot of money to rebuild. All of that stuff is pretty freshly built down Century from Crenshaw going west. And
in Crenshaw and Prairie.
Yeah, and they actually tore down the old Costco and built the new Costco. So I used to shop at the old Costco, and they just revamped that whole area. They made it nice. They got the Red Lobster there and the Chili's, and
nobody care about that. People from Inglewood don't care about that. They want the buildings, but they want the street and Lawrence back in the bottoms, and like, you know what I'm saying, that Darby Dixon community, like they. You know
man, that place is always popping though.
Nobody, bro. They turning the city out. They close like the schools that everybody memories that is held dear, like Warren Lane or Woodworth, where they did the movie. I ain't from Mafia, I'm from Crenshaw Mafia, and it was in that class. Like they shutting down all the, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Inglewood is just messing up, bro. Like, and you could tell the people that's the political people, they not of the city or from there.
I know how that feels, because sometimes when I go through parts of my neighborhood and I see all this new construction or this new buildings, it pisses me off because I missed the way it used to be. You know, and then a lot of the Koreans are buying up Los Angeles. All of those buildings on Crenshaw between from Slauson to Pico, there's like probably 30-40% owned by Koreans. That whole strip mall where Earl's Grill is at, all of those buildings are Korean owned now. You know, so, and then Leimert Park, all of that stuff you're paying rent to Jewish owned property owners. So things are changing. Like my dad passed 10 years ago. If he came to LA where we used to live, I don't think he would recognize it. He'd be like, wow, they built this? When they put this here? Oh, they built the Yoshinoya? Oh, wow, when did they do that? They put a gym here? It would be completely unrecognizable, you know? But we see the gradual change. But if someone left and came back after 15, 20 years, they'd be shocked.
Real people from Inglewood as Inglewood residents don't care about none of that. None of this stuff, the quote unquote expansion and, you know, so all that nobody care about that.
Yeah, they gentrified Inglewood pretty hard. I think Inglewood might be considered one of the most gentrified areas of the whole county because of the stadiums that they built. There's no other area.
I don't think so.
Where else would you say is more gentrified than that?
Over there by them Playboys in West LA.
Oh yeah, well,
and then you got over here by USC.
Yeah, you got downtown LA.
Like, but because Inglewood is still black.
Yeah, it is
black and brown. Like so.
Yeah. Okay. So we have downtown LA, extremely gentrified. We have Hollywood.
What you define gentrified as?
Just urban development, where they tear stuff down and rebuild again. And then,
right.
So you mentioned, what area you mentioned? You mentioned downtown LA, and what else? By USC, that's the downtown LA area. Then we have Hollywood. Then we have the Venice areas. Nobody could afford Venice no more. Nobody. There's very few blacks and Mexicans left there. In fact, they fled Venice for Inglewood. But now Inglewood is unaffordable, becoming unaffordable. So I have to put Inglewood in that top 3 or 4 areas of most gentrified parts of LA.
I don't know, depending on who you talking to. Cause I think if you're trying to rent an apartment, it's still affordable. But to buy a house, you in trouble.
Okay.
Like I think the purchase a home, you gotta have your change right for sure.
Yeah, you definitely got to have. I think the medium house in the LA area is about 700, 800,000. So, all right, man. I think Inglewood is I'll put it in the top 3 or 4 areas. But in the last few years, with those 2 stadiums built, there's no comparison. You know, they started gentrifying Los Angeles.
No, when you were saying gentrifying, I'm more so thinking like it's more, whites moving in and blacks moving out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's part of it, but it's also the commercial development as well.
Well, yeah, that for sure. They got shit. Hell yeah, they got SoFi Stadium to do it done with where the Clippers play. They got sound better talks about it. However, that look right across the street. You know what I'm saying? Go eat on the rooftop right there. You know what I'm saying? They got some. Yeah.
All right, man. I got this story here. Close to L.A., out in Fontana. I thought this was an interesting legal situation where a family from Inglewood, a IE family out of Fontana is furious as a man sentenced for murdering teen is set for early release thanks to a new law. Fontana, California, a man sentenced to 50 years to life in state prison for the murder of a Fontana teenager in 2009 will likely be released after serving just 15 years behind bars. The victim's family tells Eyewitness News they are furious. We felt like justice had been served, and now we feel like justice has been pulled from under us, said the victim's sister, Crystal Davis. It's like, okay, you're getting justice, and now we're going to take the justice away from you. Davis said her brother, 17 years old, Darius Simmons, was murdered in cold blood on January 12, 2009, in the front doorway of his Fontana home on the 9800 block of Chantry Ave. Somebody from their gang, from the suspect's gang, got killed, and they needed to retaliate. So they chose my brother, the sister said. Davis said her brother was not in a gang, in fact, hardly even knew the suspect. Well, that's what they always say, unfortunately. Someone knocked on the door, asked for Darius. Our cousin at the time, I believe she was 12, maybe even 10, said, let me go get him. She went to go get him. He stepped out, and they shot him twice in the back, the sister said. Police arrested Cordell Rabon, or Rabon, R-A-B-O-N, who was only 17 at the time, but prosecutors charged him as an adult. The jury convicted Rabon of 1 count of first-degree murder with special circumstances of Rabon using a firearm in the course of the killing, and that's how he got his 50-year sentence. But recent change in California law now allows offenders an earlier chance at release. Penal code, now for everybody who knows someone that might be in this position, look up Penal Code 1170D, allows offenders who were under 18 at the time of their crimes and were sentenced to life without the possibility of parole the opportunity to petition the court for release after 15 years behind bars. The consideration is going towards the person who committed the crime, not the family, the sister said. So you want to make the family relive this all over again. And I think you get the point. How much?
Yeah, I get the point, and I feel both parties. I feel how the sister feel. I feel her. You feel me? I understand where she coming from, but
he was gangbanging. What'd you say?
Right. I'm about to get to that. It don't make it right. What Rabon did, but for him to knock on the door, ask for a specific person, and he comes to the door and he do that. He was targeted, and I believe he was gang related. Although that don't make what he did right, but You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also I think getting a 50-year sentence is insane. This is the CDCR now. It's not just the CDC. It's the CDCR. The R is for rehabilitation.
Right.
You don't need 50 years
to learn a lesson.
Yeah, the 50 years is definitely not teaching a lesson. That's just straight cruel and unusual punishment, especially for a teenager.
If that's the case, take the R off.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a minute. Why are we calling this the CDCR, but they want to give a teenager all day? There's no commitment to rehabilitation when you're giving somebody 50 years in prison.
Man, that's facts, man. That's facts. But I feel Crystal. I understand where she's coming from, but you know.
Yeah, I mean the victims are always going to be emotional about something like this.
Right.
It's the same exact script. I can predict in every single situation what the family's gonna say, what the mom's gonna say, what the sister's gonna say. That just comes with it. That just comes with it. Of course, we're sorry you lost a loved one, but the punishment is not going to be 100 years in prison for every murder, or 50 years or 70 years. And if you ask these families what's a good enough punishment, they'll say the death penalty. You know.
God forbid anything ever happened to me and I got unalive due to anything street. I don't want the person to go to jail at all. Because people, they go to jail and they have good days, bro. They in there gambling. They even got podcasters from prison. You feel me? They going on conjugal visits, having sex. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not equal. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would want the person to go to jail if they did something to you, but not for 50 years.
I don't want them. That ain't
murder.
I mean, it's a punishment, but man,
you gotta pay some sort of punishment for murder. That's the ultimate crime.
Hey, do you know how frustrated a family member would be if they brother or sister got murdered and then they look on YouTube and he on YouTube with a YouTube channel?
I never thought of it like
that jail shit, man. Yeah. Jail ain't even jail no more. So like, I mean, I ain't gonna say what I want to say because I got a certain obligation not to say them type of things, but you know, hell no.
Yeah, it must really piss the family off. But the thing about the YouTube thing that you just mentioned, at least it's only a small group, you know, at least now. I don't know what that can change in the future, where every prison got multiple guys tapping in on the internet every week. That'll be crazy if it gets that out of control.
Man, well, you know, that's what it seems like it's starting to be a new thing, like.
Well, I don't think they're going to control the access to cell phones anytime soon. It seems as if the CDCR does not really mind it, you know, because if they did, they can stop it. They can stop it immediately if they wanted to.
Well, they got these little blockers where you could knock their servers down. So certain pins, like, it'd be hard for you to get servers in your cell, or you got people that even try to switch cells and get out the cell they in so they go in the cell with better service, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they do got the thing, like when I was in Ironwood, I look out the window of my cell, and there'd be a truck going around the track, and it had an antenna, like, so it'd be going around knocking down the signals. But I'm pretty sure they didn't got better than that truck since I left. I paroled in 2012, so.
All right, let me play this little clip that I got here about this case with Crystal's brother.
Top story this afternoon, a man convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison could soon go free because of a new state law. Cordell Rabon, as we mentioned, could soon walk free after serving only a fraction of his 50-year sentence in the killing of a Fontana high school student.
Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan has more on the state law making it all possible and what the victim's brother and sister are saying.
It's like, okay, you're given justice. Now we're going to take the justice away from you.
Crystal Davis talking about what happened to her brother, Darius Simmons, murdered in cold blood in the front doorway of his Fontana home back in January 2009.
Somebody from their gang got killed and they needed to retaliate, and so they chose my brother.
Davis says Darius was not a gang member, but that didn't matter.
Someone knocked on the door, asked for Darius. Our cousin at the time, I believe she was 12. Maybe even 10. She said, let me go get him. She went to go get him. He stepped out and just shot him twice in the back.
The suspect, Cordell Rabon, was charged as an adult and convicted, sentenced to 50 years to life in state prison. But Davis and her brother Robert say because of a new state law, they were recently given notice that the person who murdered their brother will likely soon be released much earlier.
He gets to go home and be with his family for the holidays. Meanwhile, we have to just sit here and deal with it.
Even though Rabon was originally sentenced to 50 years in state prison, a judge recently ruled that that's the legal equivalent to life without the possibility of parole, which opens the doors to a new state law, which reads that anyone convicted of a crime committed when they were a minor to be eligible for release after just 15 years.
The family of the victim is furious about this.
They should be. They should be.
San Bernardino County District Attorney Jason Anderson saying legally it's complicated, but something that does need to be addressed.
Essentially what this individual is going to do is about 17 years for a first-degree murder conviction. That, on the other side, is just as wrong as saying somebody who's going to commit a crime when they're 16 never gets a shot of parole, right? That's not right either. So the problem is we need to find a spot in the middle, but this isn't the case to find it.
The victim's family speaking out, hoping other families don't have to endure this kind of pain so many years later.
I couldn't believe it. I at least thought he was going to do half of the time, but to find out that it was a chance for him to get out after 15 years, it was crazy.
In Rancho Cucamonga, Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Damn, if he shot him in the back, he's seen him and tried to run.
Yeah. It does sound like this was that her brother was involved in the streets.
Right.
It's almost impossible that you know the person's name and where they live, and he's not the person that they're looking for.
Right.
You got the name and address. So, hey, Fontana, for those who don't know, it does have quite a few hoods over there. We were communicating with Northside Fontana dudes.
Right. Hey man, tap in, Sex in the Life. That's got to be our IE specialist. Oh, he out of band, you know what I'm saying? But he ran IE for 24 years in prison, and he know the whole IE landscape. You know what I'm saying?
That's where the fake cannon is from.
Yeah.
Fake cannon is not from Crenshaw and Slauson, y'all.
Of course not.
But that is no disrespect to Fontana.
No, they get it in everywhere.
Yeah, and this story right here is evident of the tragedy that happened to this family. And what I want to point out is, though, the article and the video said he may get out after 15 years, which sounds as if now he's eligible for parole, but they can still deny him.
More likely he'll get denied.
Yeah.
Because the family is, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, the family doing what we expect the family to do because they, you know, they lost their loved one.
And even though you don't want someone to go to prison for doing anything to you, would you agree, though, that 15 years is probably maybe a little under a sentence that most people would be satisfied with for murder?
Yeah, they want 15 years because he could still get out in club. He only 32 at this point. So like maybe 25.
Yeah, I would say at least 20. At least 20 years. Between 20 and 25, but I don't think he's going to get out, y'all.
I think 25 fair. I mean I got an uncle that just did 34. He got degrees, working, got a car, apartment, and picked up, you know what I'm saying, hit the ground running. So like, but I could say my uncle, he rehabilitated at this time.
Well, they're making it sound like this law is just going to allow a whole bunch of people convicted of murder just free, which is not.
No.
But you will be eligible. The L without parole is off the table though, because you were a minor. I think the California has a law now. You cannot give a minor, meaning 17 and under,
An LWOP.
An LWOP. It's just, that's considered cruel and unusual. So rest assured, even to Crystal, the sister, he's not going to get out on his. I think he's eligible this year. He's not going to get out or next year. He'll probably be denied for 3 years, maybe 5. Maybe he'll get out in the second or third.
So he'll probably end up getting on like 23 years.
Yeah, because let's say he gets denied for 3. That means he'll do 18. You probably think he'll get denied the second time. And then that'll take him to 21 on the third time, 21 years.
I think he can get out in like 21, 22 years.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Police are the only source for our crime data, Munch. And oftentimes we have serious conversations on the crime data that they collect. But this article out of Washington, D.C., congressional panel accuses D.C. police chief of pressuring commanders to manipulate crime data. Why would a police department want to manipulate the crime data? That's insane. Of course, they want to make their city seem like it's safer than what it is, that it has less violence than what it does. They want to make it seem like the grants, the money that they're getting from the federal government is working. So send us some more money. So they have to manipulate. I mean, there's many reasons why. But this article says the police chief in the national's capital pressured subordinates to manipulate department data to artificially lower the city's crime rates, according to a report by a Republican-led congressional committee. This report, released Sunday by the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, found that Metropolitan Police Department Chief Pamela Smith often threatened and punished and retaliated against police commanders who presented her with spikes in crime. Isn't that crazy? You go to your boss and say, hey, boss, this is the crime data for our area. And she gets mad at you because the crime is high. She's mad at you because you're reporting that the crime is high in your area. And she wants you to change the data.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And it's really disappointing because this is a black woman, chief, that's doing this too. A separate investigation by U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro. Oh, Jeanine Pirro. She's a piece of work, man. She used to have a judge show. She used to have a show on Fox News. Jeanine Pirro's office also found that a significant number of MPD reports have been misclassified to make crime rates appear lower than they are. Pirro's office began an investigation in August at the height of the political shutdown between Trump and the city over the control of the police department. So she's manipulating the crime data to make it seem like it's safer than what it is. Because remember, a few months ago, we were hearing it was out of control in D.C. Mm-hmm. And Trump would get on the TV every day. I got to send in cops to D.C. I got to send in the national troops.
Well, there's for sure a crime committee here about manipulating the data. That's federal, ain't it?
What do you mean?
This is a crime.
Oh, you mean the offense?
Right.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, is this federal?
Well, no one's being charged with a crime. It's just an accusation. So, but let me let you hear from the chief, because we're just not going to let someone get smutted out without being able to defend themselves. And this is what the chief had to say.
A report released today by the Republican-led House Oversight Committee claims D.C.'s police chief manipulated crime statistics. It comes just days after Chief Pamela Smith announced her resignation. Fox 5's Sydney Persing is live in Northwest D.C. with some of the details tonight. Sydney?
Well, Katie, in this report released today by the House Oversight Committee, it essentially accuses D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith of pressuring and sometimes even directing commanders within the department to manipulate crime data in order to make crime look lower in the district. And as you said, this report comes from the Republican-led House Oversight Committee. It's an interim staff report, and it was drawn up from transcribed interview with commanders across D.C.'s patrol districts. And it claims that those commanders testified that Chief Smith pushed them to frequently classify crimes as lesser charges to paint a picture of lower crime publicly. It also claims she punished and removed officers for reporting accurate crime numbers, fostering a toxic culture. Now, this is the first concrete report we've seen of these allegations, but it's not the first time we've heard of them. More on that in just a moment. But first, a reminder, Chief Smith has repeatedly denied these claims. Here's what she said on Fox 5 Monday, the morning she announced that resignation.
This was the accusation from some members of Congress and the White House if crime numbers were manipulated. Right. Were they?
No. I can say this to you, Steve. I have never and will never authorize or even support any thought processes or activities with regards to crime numbers being manipulated. What I will say is that when it's brought to my attention, we will hold those members accountable.
All right, I want to end it right there. I want to know, do you believe her? That's the chief right there.
No, I don't believe her.
No, I didn't believe her either.
I don't believe her.
She was stuttering a little bit there. She couldn't get her thoughts clear, and that's kind of an indication that you're.
And look, bro, as a police officer, you know that's an indication. So you should have got your shit straight, got calm, and then went in there and lied. Because, you know, police look at body language, your tone of voice when they change, patterns. You feel me?
She should have practiced that lie, huh?
Yeah, man.
She didn't get to practice. I don't even think if you practice. Hey, when you're lying and then you're under the lights and the cameras and you got somebody that's really addressing these questions, it's hard to perform well under that pressure. It's hard to.
I think I could get in front of law enforcement and lie with a straight face, but I don't be in them situations because I'll never make it to that room. I go, you know what I'm saying? I just have my day in court, but she's lying.
Yeah, I didn't believe her when I first saw this clip, and it's unfortunate. And what do we expect her to say? Of course, she resigned. Of course, she's going to deny it. You know, that's one of my dad's favorite sayings. When you're being addressed and questioned about something you did, deny.
Well, she resigned, and if this blows over and it be yesterday's news, she's going to be an officer somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's all.
She'll be a chief somewhere, perhaps, or she looks like she's. I'm gonna say she looks like she's in her late 50s. She might be ready to retire. You know, we can get that nice pension, and then maybe go do some consulting, write a book, get on YouTube, give interviews, start a podcast. You know, it's probably time for her to bow out. I hate to see a black woman go out like that, resign because you're manipulating the numbers. We need to know exactly the crime that's going on in our cities. And you should not be getting mad at your subordinates for reporting the truth.
No, she shouldn't. She shouldn't. But if they don't charge her or anything, she'll be an officer somewhere else, a chief somewhere else by next year.
I don't think she'll get charged. You know,
she'll be a chief somewhere else mid next year.
You don't think she'll just bow out and just retire and enjoy her family? She looks like she might have like a couple grandkids, spend some time with the family, and do some consulting. You know, she's probably had an illustrious career. She joined probably in her early 20s. She's got at least 30 years in the department. Hey, Washington, D.C. is the most gentrified city I've ever walked through. And I've been there when it was a hood. They're pretty much, that whole city is not what it used to be. And it's a small city, so it's easy to gentrify a small city.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I need to go visit, man.
It's cool. It's cool. It's a cool town, man. It's heavily surveilled with cameras on every corner. Cameras. You're not doing nothing in D.C. And getting away with it. And you know, once you go to jail for a basic offense,
straight to the feds.
Straight to the feds. They have no county jail, no state prison. It's just
I would hate that.
It's just a town.
I would hate that
because it's a district that's not under any state. It's not in Virginia. It's not in Maryland. It's just a city with no state government. So you go straight to the feds. But hey, man, going to the feds might be better in some instances. You know.
I don't know. Bailing out ain't easy or none of that.
Oh yeah, the bail is different.
I think they want collateral. Then you gotta have a house and shit.
Oh yeah, bail is definitely different. But maybe they have some exceptions for DC offenders when they go to jail, because they have to be able to have access to bail and all that other stuff. But yeah, typically, man, you don't want to be in MDC here in LA.
No.
Hey, but it's interesting that a lot of those dudes on that RICO case earlier this year, they're out on bail.
Which RICO case? It's been 50 RICO.
Yeah, I know. The one with Brick Baby and Big U and Fake Cannon.
Okay.
Half those people are out on bail. They did.
Yeah, the only people in jail is the people that was in front of cameras.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So free Big U though.
Yeah.
Free Big U.
All right, man. What you got going on?
Tomorrow's Over Money TV, man. I'm dropping content. I just dropped a couple of videos, man. I got some content. I touched on the DC Baby Draco thing. What's her name? Krishan Rock going to Compton, getting into it with the females. Another video on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm everywhere like Air Woody. So Tomorrow's Over Money TV.
I think you tapped in with the big C,
Oh yeah, yeah, I did.
Big homie CC in the whack video.
Yeah. He was pointing all in whack face, man.
And when I watch that again, I want to say that is the No Jumper parking lot. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that was.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the No Jumper parking lot.
I'm gonna check that.
I saw someone in the background that made me think that But yeah, you tapped in with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I don't think.
A lot of people say he marked him out. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He marked him out. It was a friendly mark out then, right?
Passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive. Okay, yeah.
Pointing all in his face though.
And then some people might say if you study Wack hard enough in that video, he was slightly nervous. He tried to mask it though. He tried to mask the nervousness.
Oh yeah. He was. Hey, look, he was nervous, man. He had to look up to that man like a tower. You feel me? You talking about this, man, you using my woman inbox. You go off on anybody else about your woman. But here go this big buff, huge dude. You talking about he the boogeyman. He would have sent you to the clouds and what he would have did. And, oh, no, man.
All right, before we wrap up, can you just briefly tell us what was the Krishan Rock Compton situation all about?
Okay, Krishan Rock did a 20 verses, and during the 20 verses, a dude came, you know what I'm saying, shooting a shot as they do, and she asked him, was he a C word, the derogatory word to ditch Crips? He said, what? And then, you know, that went viral. So from there, it's been a lot of chatter about it. So when she went to Compton, it was an event, you know what I mean, for the kids or however it was, or some type of parade. That event was in Compton, near Wilson Park, Santana Block, Compton Crip Hood, and some girls approached her. And if you ask me, she held her ground. She wasn't in a rush to leave. She refused to leave. She left with her jury. It was a girl did reach out and slap her when her phone got pushed down. But yeah, it's all behind her using a disrespectful gang slur.
So she got slapped?
Yeah, the girl had her camera up, and then she kind of pushed her, hold on, you stop recording me. And then the girl reached out like, don't touch my phone, slapped her. But I don't even take that as a W for the Crip community over there, because the girl, because she said the disrespectful word again. There. Right, they said some Blueface, like, yeah, Blueface a bleep. Yeah, he the king of the bleep, because, you know, Blueface restaurant's called King of Crabs.
Oh, okay. So she was using a different meaning.
No, she was disrespecting.
Okay.
But she being, yeah, the girl crazy. She don't know when she in danger, but yeah, you should cool down, Krishan, because it might not go that way everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying?
So she's burnt out under the influence, obviously.
That might have been sober. I think she burnt out sober.
Okay.
I think she gets like that. I think she, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't tap in with that story, man. But all right, make sure you guys hit up Morals Over Money, Munchie B's YouTube channel, and make sure you tap in with the StreetTV channel. And if you're listening to the audio, we're available on Spotify, iHeart, Apple. Leave us a rating and review. The links to some of these stories will be in the show notes or the description below. And thanks for tapping in with another episode, Straight Politicking. We out.